Hello, I'm Alex Mansfield, the host of Manny Talks Shooting, and welcome to another episode. This is the shooting podcast where I talk to individuals all across the shooting industry. We'll talk competition, self-defense, concealed carry. If you like this content, check out our YouTube channel, Manny Talks Shooting. And without further ado, let's get to this episode. Manny Talks Shooting is proudly presented to you by D2 Custom Guns. Did you know that Phil the Groundhog isn't the only thing Puxatawny, Pennsylvania is famous for? That's right, D2 Custom Guns, the home of Dan Heizenreiter and one of the best, fabulous 2011 builders in the country. So make sure you guys go check him out, D2 Custom, anywhere you can see him on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, go check him out. If you see myself, Patches Reader, anyone with the D2 Custom Guns, make sure you go check him out, and you will thank me later. Now, let's get on to the show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Manny Talks Shooting. The shooting podcast where we talk about a lot of things before I actually start the show, and you're never going to hear any of it, but it's all good. As you always know, the show is proudly presented to you by D2 Custom Guns. Go check out Dan. Get a gun. You're getting it in sometime in the middle of the season now because he's that busy. Thanks to moi. It's all good. Go check him out at d2customguns.com. Without further ado, we're going to talk to the man who likes to run lots of matches, run himself ragged, and probably is just as passionate about food as I am. Talking about my buddy, Ricky Roberts. How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing great, Manny. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. And that's not a fat joke. We both do love food, but it's not a fat joke.
We can take it both ways. That's fine.
Exactly.
It works on two levels.
Right? But it's all good. So, yeah, Ricky, thanks for coming on. People, you're going to learn about Ricky. If you don't know Ricky, shame on you. You've probably seen him at a lot of major matches anyway. So, Ricky, as I give everybody the elevator pitch, and I'll let you start off, but who are you and how'd you get into shooting?
All right. My name is Ricky Roberts. I am the match director for Steel Challenge, USPSA, and most recently, IPSC Mini Rifle at Brooklyn Sportsman's Club. Manny's former and I believe your first club, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I got into shooting a little bit when I was young. I live in Michigan, and if you don't pick up some kind of gun and get out in the woods, you're probably living in Detroit. The rest of us like to do that. During the COVID bits, my wife and I were looking for something to do outside, and we decided to golf. That did not go well. About 3 holes in, she told me she was never doing this with me again, and we looked for something else, which was shooting. She had done a little bit when she was younger, and so that led to kind of your traditional tactical concealed carry, like what you'd figure foot in the door kind of thing. And I hit on Shooting USA and remembered seeing this as a kid on like the Nashville network and maybe ESPN or something. I don't even remember, but maybe Sunday mornings on the Nashville network before it was even Spike TV. And saw Steel Challenge, saw USPSA, got interested, and the rest is history.
Wow. I didn't even know something was before Spike.
Yeah. All of them are out of Tennessee. That's where John and all those guys, yep.
Well, Spike TV that's now what, Paramount now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
it's not as cool anymore, man. You can't even watch 1,000 Ways to Die.
It used to be the Dukes of Hazzard and the Grand Ole Opry, Manny.
Yeah, that too. Then they went to CMT, and then yeah. But yeah, so that was cool. I didn't know you and Heidi did golf. As nice as Heidi would probably say, I suck at this and I don't want to do this anymore.
So yeah, I hadn't golfed in about 10 years or something like that, but I golfed all through high school. So, quite rusty, but after a minute, things started to come back, and it was no longer fun for her. There was a little bit of a divide in our skill set.
So did you Happy Gilmore it?
Funny enough, that was like my freshman year, the first time that I golfed. That movie was new, and we were young kids, and that would get you in trouble with the coach, but we still managed to launch quite a few rockets out there. So.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's always a hoot, though. So, okay, yeah, you came in
COVID time. I remember you guys coming onto the scene. It's kind of an odd time to find something new when everything's expensive and you can't find anything.
So about that, like that kind of contributed to the way that things went. I came in to rimfire guns first. You couldn't find ammo at all. 22 was at least available and somewhat inexpensive. So Steel Challenge is where we got into the game. Spent an entire year just shooting steel, just shooting rimfire, and that's when Brooklyn had their 4 majors in 2 years, and we wanted to help out and do our part ROing. And so, at the time there was no Steel Challenge program. You had to become a USPSA RO, and I thought it was probably a good idea to try the game before I was going to officiate the game. So I believe that would have been April of 22, something like that, was the first USPSA match that I shot.
Yeah, and you kind of jumped in head first, right? I don't know how some, like, I mean, I jumped in head first too, but for both, it wasn't just you. You had to bring Heidi along too. It's like I mean, I'm bringing Annette along. Annette comes along more often than not now, but it's like it's usually one gets in it and then the other one follows. But no, you guys came in tandem.
We are lifelong partners. Started dating when I was 16. She was 15. Best friends. We don't have children. We have a unique bond that keeps us together, and I am lucky.
That's not true.
Lucky to have a woman like
fur
that.
children, Ricky. You have your fur children.
Yeah, that's true. A bunch of them.
A bunch of them. We won't disclose how much level of crazy cat dude you could be too.
I love them, man. It's all good.
Cats like me, but they like to kill me. I'm allergic to cats. They know how to try to kill me, but it's okay. So, like you said, you guys came in April of 2022. You worked a bunch of matches. God, how many matches are you up to now? How many have you worked in total?
So, major matches, I think I'm at like 15, something like that, maybe 13. We've also done a couple of the Hillsdale College. They're level ones, but I mean, there are matches that get treated like level twos. They aren't allowed to do the level 2 thing with a lot of the college students aren't USPSA members, so to kind of get around that, they have to keep it a level 1. But honestly, it's no different than any of the section matches, other than the stage count.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I meant to help out last year on the last one, but I think I had to. They ended up doing something stupid at work where I had to end up working like that day, and I was like, "Oh no, this ain't gonna work."
That program in 10 years, that program is going to be. I mean, it's already getting up there. You've seen their lodging. You've seen it's going to be something special. And living close to that, we are all going to be lucky. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's for sure. I still just I looked at the practice score the other day and I'm like, $65 for a local. Little scary. But you are getting 10 stages, but it's still a little. That's like, ooh, that's deep in my pocketbook.
Yep, understood there.
But I mean, hey, they give them lunch, which is a cool thing. But I'd also like to be done sooner. It's kind of like shooting 10 stages. I don't want to be there all day. but that's just me.
The interesting thing about that is at work, I do the other end of that, right? And so we have a bass fishing team. Let me just say, for those of you guys who don't know me, I work at a college. I'm the pit master. We have a smokehouse, and I get to smoke meat all day. That's my job for 7 months of the year. It's pretty funny to see. We are a national championship bass fishing team, or Hillsdale College has a USPSA team. I was in the wrong biz when I went to college, man.
But yeah, you now the better question is, do you have cornhole?
Yeah. So we actually, Adrian College had an individual national champion And I'll send you the kids. I walked through one of the lobbies in our dining hall, and they had like the president out there shaking hands and introducing it. I'm like, what's this kid famous for? We have kids who you can tell are athletes. The ones that are 7 feet tall and very fit. And then there was this guy, and I'm like, wait a second here. What sport is this gentleman playing? And yeah, he apparently is a cornhole national champion. So
They can't judge cornhole by its cover.
that's right. Congratulations, young man.
I mean, he probably is going to make more money doing that than he would ever shooting USPSA or IPSC.
Honestly, it was on cable television. So yeah.
Hey, it's just like I mean, I think the last one I turned on to or the TV clicked through was like sponsored by Bush's Beans or something. Like it's like, hey, and whatever works. But so you came into the sport. Did you shot rimfire? You did steel challenge. How long did you like steel challenge like exclusively before you decided to shoot?
It would have been just under a year. Like I think my first match for steel was in June of 21, and my first one was April of 22 for USPSA. So almost a year.
Gotcha. Okay. And you're pretty. I mean, you're pretty good at. You were still good at steel when you came in. What are you up to now?
So I've got one division where I'm a master. That's rimfire pistol optics, and a couple where I'm A class, carry optics. I just got my 14th division classification, so I am currently classified in all divisions. So that was kind of cool. A lot of good excuse to buy a lot of guns and shoot a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. So what about the provisional divisions? Have you going to get a classification in those yet?
I bought a revolver to mess around with last year. I got a 929. So the 617 is probably on my list. But I'm going down tomorrow to pick up a 2011, the first one. So used, but still an upgrade. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I am jauntily looking over my tarot. I had to log into Steel Challenge because that's not logged into my computer. I don't stay logged in.
It's been a while since you've checked your Steel Challenge stats.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, let's see. I am trash in all. I'm only classified in one division, and I'm a 66% open B class in Steel.
So I remember that match. It was your first open gun, and you came out mostly just to get some reps in before the season. Am I right remembering that correctly?
I did actually shoot another Steel Challenge match after that, but that was, here it is, September 15th of 2024, when Alex was gone for something. I want to say it was like Factory Gun Nationals or something. He was gone out of state, so Chris and I ran the Steel Challenge match. So we're like, well, I guess we'll go shoot some stages because like no one was here. There was like 4 people on no, there was more than that. It might have been 12 people on like 2 squads or 3 squads. So like Chris, Annette, and I just like, well, we'll bounce around and go shoot some stages, I guess. And it was much better than my first time shooting it, but
it's definitely a different vibe, right? I think one, you've got some fair weather competitors. You don't see nearly as many high end, even though Area 5 is the Steel Challenge mecca as far as I'm concerned. We have, the top 3 Steel Challenge shooters in the nation, for my money, all are Area 5 guys, and it's kind of a different beast, though. I get it. Not a lot of people enjoy the repetition. For me, the chance to be that dialed in on, you cannot make mistakes. You need to be with it every single time. It helps me when I need to step up on a classifier and make it happen. It helps me when I need to be consistent I'm just slow, man. And I don't know that I'll ever overcome that. I think I got into it a little late to be Mr. Foot Speed. But give me a stand and shoot classifier, and I will shoot 10% above my classification percentage any other time. So,
Hmm. I was
yeah.
trying to look up the provisional stages, but oh, there we go. There we go. I found it, I think.
Yeah.
So
So,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Mhm. No, didn't I know you? I know you and a lot of Steel Challenge people want more stages. I mean, so do I. I mean, I would love to go to a match and be like, I have not seen this one before. You know, I mean, like for you guys are stuck shooting 5 of the 8, but you can flip flop 2 of them.
We can actually squeeze anything except outer limit. I'm sorry, except speed option. Speed option is both long and wide. It takes a little bit of finessing to get outer limits into Bay 5, but we've done that. And you'll see that with all of the provisional stages. And this is a smart thing they did. They capped it at 25 yards in depth, and I believe it's 20 in width. They want you to use the same steel as those 2 long stages. So if you buy an entire set of steel, you're going to get speed option and outer limits and have nothing to do with them if your bays are only 25 yards deep. So the provisional designs use that footprint and use those plates. Uh, Trifecta is definitely the best one on there, though.
I was about to say, is trifecta yours?
Yeah. So yeah, I did have one get through, and I'm pretty proud of that. It's unique. It's got 3 boxes where you're standing is gonna change where the stop plate tends to be, and I'm pretty sure that my design influenced one of the other ones on there called Peekaboo. I don't know. Maybe we came up with similar stages independently. That happens on occasion, but it it's a very similar stage, and either of those win, I'm pretty happy because I think it brings something that we didn't have. They're both pretty good stages. I would have no problem shooting either of those.
And those are just. I'm assuming you shoot the string in that box, right?
So yeah, it's 2 from the outside, 2 from the right or left, and then 1 from the center. The center one's probably going to be a little easier. It's not, the distance doesn't change much, but there's not a wide transition on either of them. You're going to have a nice consistent transition. So I think
Gotcha.
that'll, yep,
I like that. That's cool. I'm glad that you had one of those come in there. So, have you set up any of these at your match?
for sure. Yep, I've run mine, and I ran the other one in a practice session. We
Okay.
haven't had a ton of a club right down the road, raccoon hunters, switch their day to the same day, and there's not much we can do about it. But people driving from the city drive past raccoon hunters to get to Brooklyn. So guess where they're going. Our numbers have not been as good as like on the USPSA side. We've had great numbers there. Um, there's some things we can do about that, but unfortunately, it's just the way it's been. So
Right. So, to be honest, I mean, I obviously you like your stage. Which stage doesn't give you the fizz? Which one do you really not of the new stages do you not really care for?
so there there were 3 there what give me the names again. You've got Trifecta, you've got Peekaboo, and then there was another one. Uh and it kind of reminded me of what we're already doing. It was very similar to Showdown, I want to say. It
Um,
kind of had that same feel.
well, there's zigzag, trifecta, peekaboo, double trouble, inversion, hot mess, DVC, blazing. Yeah, and blazing was the last one.
Yeah, I think it was Double Trouble, and it felt like something that we were already doing. I can't remember. I remember the looks of the stage more than the names, but there was one that had 3 plates in a diagonal to the left, and then a big 18 by 24 off to the right, and then an 18 by 24 stop plate. That was the other set. That was the first set. So they've broken them into 2 sets, like I was saying, for the plate usage.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that one. I thought that did something interesting. You don't have many go right first stages, speed option being the only one. So I think doing something with that, almost all of the stages, some of them you can shoot right to left, but almost all of them shoot left to right for some reason.
Yeah, DVC. Yeah, what I think this one is called, DVC, where you've got those 3 round plates, and then you've got a big stop plate in the back straight ahead of you, and then to the right you've got the big other 18 by 24.
I dig that one, Manny. I think that would make a great addition. Pretty fun. You can kind of you can let it rip when one of those big plates is out there. It's you can't honk the trigger or nothing like that, but you can still move on them pretty quick.
The cool part, I think, especially on that one, is like even just from like a transitional standpoint, right? So you're probably draw to the far round plate, right? And you can tell me I'm wrong because I'm not a steel guy, right? So if you draw to the far round plate, work your way back to the center line, do a 45-degree transition to the other big plate, and then you're doing like a 45 back to center to the big stop plate.
So that is absolutely how I would shoot. Let's take a roundabout for instance. I draw to the 15-yard plate on the far left. You can almost double the 15 and then the front plate. You set up in the right. Steel Challenge guys know this. Set up in the right side of the box, and you can come off of that 15 to the 7-yard front plate, and it's almost, if you're splitting good, you should have sub 25s, and it's almost just shooting a double there. Some people hate drawing to that long target. They're the must draw slow. The target difficulty reflects draw speed people, and they hit that front one. But yeah, for me, I find I focus better coming far to near rather than near to far. I can see the targets quicker. I can shoot them faster.
Right. Well, and it might relate a little bit to eye dominancy too, on some people. Like,
so if you shoot a classifier in USPSA like down the middle or gosh, there are several of them where the targets are set up on a diag like that. Do you shoot near to far or do you shoot far to near?
I probably go far out because, well, you can still have a fast draw, right? You still got to have the fast draw, get to those targets, and it just gets a little bit fast. But we're also used to shooting far targets, right? A lot of clubs don't shoot hard far targets, right? Up here in Area 5 and in Michigan, you're going to see 20, 30-yard paper or poppers out there. So I would feel we're more skilled and aptitude, to have I'm going to draw to the far one and then burn the close one when I'm leaving.
I agree. So the match you shot at Brooklyn over the weekend, well, it'll be a couple weeks by the time this comes out, but we held one early on March 1st. I apologetically put everything. I don't think there was a shot over 10 yards in the whole match. And that was on purpose. It's a little early. It was 30 degrees if we were lucky. But yeah, that was the first match on that range that didn't have something difficult, something out there challenging you to see your sights and not just point shoot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It felt a little weird, didn't it?
A little bit. It wasn't bad. I had a great time. My shooting doesn't necessarily reflect my score. My shooting does not reflect my fun I've had. I had a great squad. It was fun.
Did you shoot? Was Mango on your squad?
No, Mango was not on my squad.
So Mango comes up to me and says, "Ricky, I wish you hadn't put a classifier in this match. My hands are going to be numb." And I'm like, "Oh, Mike." And then I kind of gave him a little crap during the shooters meeting about it, and then I looked on practice score and he bombed that thing. So Mango, if you're listening, I'm sorry, brother. We'll get you back, okay? We'll take care of you some other time.
It's just fine. It was great. I had a great classifier. It was fun. I won the stage by 12%.
Oh yeah, man! You that's right. Oh, you smoked it.
Yeah, I got a 86% master run on that one. Which
absolutely,
I scared everybody a little bit because I drew to the no shoot because I'm like, I'm gonna rip the crap out of these two open easy paper and then do this reload to steal. Yeah, everyone else I think on my squad went close paper, like close. So right paper to the middle to the no shoot. I was like, I'll draw to the no shoot. I'd rather take the slower draw to the no shoot first shot and then.
I definitely have a tendency if I've got a reload coming to drag off or to do something a little silly. In fact, I had 2 makeups on the steal after the reload, but 70% for me and drew to the no shoot like you. I figured if I was going to have the mistake, I wanted it on the open 7-yard target where I've got some room for a mistake. So
right, yeah, because you didn't want to necessarily pull the second shot above the target, trying to compensate for the no shoot. Or anything like that. But yeah, I wasn't scared of it. I made that my bitch.
Manny, the best part about that match was I got 3 numbers for setup. You know that I love, my job lets me be as dedicated to that club and to USPSA as I am, and that's awesome. But we seem to be right in an area where it's close enough to drive for the match, but not too many people want to make the trip the day before or 2 days before. And even when you were down here, you drove darn near an hour. I drive 40 minutes. Brooklyn's far enough away from everybody, unless you're right in Jackson. It kind of is that they only want to make it once type trip.
But honesty, they can the hotel probably isn't that expensive there. And it's literally a 5-minute walk. That hotel. I don't know if did you stay in the hotel or did you?
I have not. I've heard some stories, but
it's not bad. It's still like a Motel 8, like a Hotel 8. Because it's not like the rooms go inside the building, guys. But there's no elevator. But still,
there's no elevator.
Just remember, we all have guns. I'm not really afraid of where I'm staying unless someone's busting on my door at 3 a.m. But if Tom and Debbie Palmer were willing to stay there, it was okay. But
yeah, that's true.
But no, it's super close to the range. Now, if you were doing one of those 2-day matches, say you shoot it one day and you could shoot it again the next day or something, or you flipped them, and something in the summer when you're super bored or something, and you do one of those, or say you do a PCC match and then you do the mini rifle match or something the next day. I would totally if I lived far enough away, I'd probably catch a hotel there. It's not that expensive.
That's not a terrible idea. Maybe some of the people who drive down for the Hillsdale matches the day before, maybe they're stuck not doing much, and maybe I could talk them into coming out and incentivize it or something. But got 3 younger men who are looking to learn a little bit about the game, and that makes me happy. Was able to introduce Trevor Blair. You shoot with Trevor ever?
Yeah, I've shot with him a couple times inside at Ann Arbor.
That guy, I know IDPA. I think that's his main, but boy, he's sneaky quick out there. He's gonna be real good over there with the foot speed of the average IDPA shooter.
Dude, and I looked at his scores. The dude, all right, he shot in 92 seconds. 58 seconds. Had only 8 Charlies. Insane.
Yeah. He's brought out iron sight guns and had percents up in the mid 90s with iron guns, and those are the matches where we do put out some of the more difficult targets. Yeah, got a set of skills. That's for sure.
Yeah, he does some good work. Some days I shot with him and I'm like, I feel like, how did he sneak one away from me? I didn't suck that bad, But when you shoot indoors, dude, you know it. When people shoot indoors, there's not much. You give up anything, it's hard to come back from.
I agree. What's your major match schedule look like this summer?
Dude, you know this. I mean, we'll be hanging out pretty much all summer. We've got you and I both have Buckeye, which I had to remember. It's like it moved this year. It moved to June, as you know. If everyone knows, if you didn't know, Buckeye moved to June. There's going to be great weather now. It's in June, not in May.
Love it. Love it.
and then of course we'll get some shitty, crappy weather or something again. And be like doesn't matter what you do, it's still going to rain.
That's been graduation week at the college for the last 2 or 3 years. So I've had to jump through hoops that I will not have to jump through this year. Thank goodness.
Just load the smoker up; it'll be fine.
That's what I tell them. Just keep it rolling, boys.
Yeah. So other than after we have Buckeye, I get a break until Area 5 in July. Yeah, because I'm not going to Kentucky. Sorry, Leif. Not doing Kentucky this year because they're too close to Buckeye. And trying to take the new puppy to matches is hard enough. So I don't want to put her in a car for 6 hours. 3.5 hours isn't too bad to go down to Cardinal. But yeah, so then it's Area 5 in July, Race Gun Nationals in August. September, I've got 2 that I'm going to go to, or 3. So Western Pennsylvania, I'm going to go shoot that one on a Sunday, the weekend after my birthday. So after the weekend after Labor Day, so there's Labor Day weekend, and then we're off for Labor Day, and then that weekend I'm going to Western Pennsylvania. The weekend after that is Michigan section, which I don't think I'm shooting, but I think I'll make an appearance. I'll have to get my little crown out and my scepter. No, I will not, but I'll go to that match and just walk around, talk around, maybe get some pictures or something.
Right.
Write an article. And then I'll probably stop down for the collegiate match the next weekend. And then it's Oak Hill the next day after that. So that's a busy weekend as it is.
Got you. The Western PA one, that's kind of the D2 home match.
That's what we're using it as. It's the it's Erie, Pennsylvania, so it's like right outside of, it's like right over the border between Ohio and Pennsylvania along the lakeshore.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad it's not bad of a drive. It's closer to us than it is like to Pittsburgh. Like if we were leaving our place to go to Erie, Pennsylvania, it's closer than if we were driving to Pittsburgh, but you take a little bit different tour. But
yep.
Corey and Brad are the range masters for that match, and we're going and shooting that match as the D2 match where we can all just be shooters. I don't get the option most. Fun. I don't get the option most of the time to shoot with the D2 crew. I got very lucky that the other match director for Area 5, Chris, is like, "Do you want to shoot with your boys?" I'm like, "That's an option." Like, so I'm shooting, and it's really weird because they're shooting the best flight. They're shooting they're shooting the Saturday Sunday flight. So like where all the top shooters come through, right, or the people who want to be the last in the match. So I'm shooting that flight. And I'm like, that's a little weird. I would have thought like, no, you got to shoot the middle flight or something. But
that's nice though. I mean, I get at this point some of the things that you're doing. Whenever your name comes up, I always say like one of the skills you have. As much as I volunteer and as much as I do, let's call it shit work, because that's what it is. That's probably not what I want to be known for, but let's be honest, that might be the reputation I'm getting. Your networking skills, man, are top notch. And, I kind of laughed. We had our little meeting and it came up that you had, whatever amazing number of sponsors that you have for A5, and a couple of the other guys were kind of whimpering a little after that number came out. And it's like, yeah, Manny does this like, how many hours have you poured into this podcast? How many hours have you poured into the networking? And like, if you guys are just sending out letters or emails or handshakes or whatever, you're not understanding what it takes to keep these relationships alive. It's a little bit more active than they have.
Oh, it is. I mean, and if it's sending the thank you email after the match, it's probably one of the bigger check boxes you can do as a match coordinator. Send the thank you email. It doesn't take long. You send it as a blind carbon copy and say thank you, sponsor. I mean, obviously put some words in there to make you wordsmith it, but it's like they appreciate that you donated. It makes them feel like, okay, well, they didn't ask for a lot of money or of product or stuff. We'll donate again. Like, dude, like, my man Travis Vogel at Vortex is a badass motherfucker. Dude, I hit him up for 4 matches. Like, so last year, Leif came to me and he's like, "Man, do you have any idea for some more sponsors for Kentucky?" I'm like, "Hold my beer." And dude, I had Hunter Constantine sending belts. I had some other company sending some stuff. I had Travis Vogel sending in product. Like, it was like poof, shit showed up, and it was nice. Then I can wave my magic wand a little bit and ask, and people, it works.
So this is a part of the MD game I'm just learning, but I mean, I get it. I talked to Kevin Clark, local company Oak Ammo, has helped us out a few times. Showed up at a local match with, probably 1,500 rounds, maybe more, maybe 2,000 rounds of his ammo to hand out. We did a random draw, and people walked away from our last match with 150 rounds. Went out to quite a few people. I was able to give my setup crew, the guys like John Romanowski and Kevin Korchmaros, and I think Ken maybe got a bag, maybe not, I don't remember, but was able to give the guys who set up more of the season than that. And talking to him, he's like, really, I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart and the love of the sport. I'd probably be better off to pound a sign in down there by Cabela's and put my prices on it, because these guys are shooting so much they have to find the deals. Like, it's not a secret that you can get ammo at the prices that I'm putting out, whereas the normal guy who goes and buys 500 rounds twice a year is just going to Cabela's, and they're paying the big price. He reloads 300 blackout, and if you go buy those, his prices are half. So I think some of the companies are doing it because they have the pull, and they love the shooting sports. And for everyone that does that, like, thank you, for real.
Mm-hmm. Well, and as you said, your setup crew, you take care of those guys, your staff, your setup crew. I was talking to Travis the other day about Buckeye. He's like, "How many staff do you have?" And he's like, he put aside special dots just for the staff, right? A lot of matches, you're going to split it up. But my mission, my goal as a match organizer is we got to take care of the guys who are out there in the 40-degree rain all 2 days. Like, there's nothing we can say thank you enough, right? Yeah, we got you some breakfast burritos and some hot coffee to try to warm you up on the 3rd day to get you to come back. But you got to take care of them. Like, if it's a red dot, I mean, shit, if everybody goes home with a red dot, that's fucking awesome, right?
So we've walked away from these matches at Cardinal, like Santa Claus with a sack over our shoulder, and more than that. The Heidi and I have done some jobs that putting on the Kydex and going out and painting walls isn't exactly fun, right?
Nope.
But Dan and Corey took us out. We went, Dan, Corey, Bobby, me, and Heidi went out for a nice meal at one of the nicer Chinese restaurants I've ever been to. Just they treat you the way that I want to be treated, and it never feels like you're a valued part of the team, whether you're just pounding nails or whether you're designing stages. I felt just as important at IPSC Nationals on the setup crew as Hopkins. If I had something to say, people listen, and that's the right way to do things, man. Like,
Well, and especially you guys who went up and set up for IPSC, like, it was a quick turnaround after Area 5 to go to IPSC. Like, out.
4 majors that's an ask, man. That is, I don't care what range, I don't care how good you are, there just are only so much PTO time in anybody's bank. I mean,
You say that, and I still have 15. I have all my days, like my matches scheduled and stuff, and my days that I wanted off. Other than that, I still have 15 days of PTO left unscheduled. So when Christmas time comes around, someone's going to tell me you need to take some time off, or or they're going to be in a hurt because I got a lot of time still built up.
you guys are doing good. I get the summers off, and if it falls outside of that scope, I'm like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "You had the whole summer off. Why didn't they? Why didn't they move nationals to June for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a lot of pull in the USPSA, but something tells me if I ask them to move nationals for little old me, they're gonna have a few kind choice words for me, Manny. They might tell me where to stick that idea."
Oh yeah, 100%. Troy will be like, "You are never working another nationals again."
I'm probably his favorite person as it is, but
No. Heidi is. Just remember that. But yeah, we both got. I think we both got approved for race gun. So we'll see
excited.
we'll see what I'm doing. It's kind of interesting with what they've got planned. I haven't talked much to Dan about nationals, but. Thank you for checking out another episode of Manny Talks Shooting. I greatly appreciate it. And if you could do me a favor, please go patronize our partners when you are available. We have always, as the title sponsor, D2 Custom Guns. We've got Outdoor Dynamics, Make Stuff Better, 2 Alpha Apparel, Range Panda, Laugh and Load, Hunter's HD Gold, and Southern Bobby Q. Now, thank you. Let's get on with this episode. It's going to be a good format, I think. I think Hopkins is going to design some stages. I think they just got to get it rolling because it's coming up. I mean, we're already in March. Major matches are rolling. Local matches are rolling. I mean,
I've emailed back and forth a few times with Leighton and talked to Corey as well, and both of them have mentioned maybe putting mini rifle onto some of the matches. I don't know if it would be. I know IPSC Nationals not. It's probably not going to happen this year, but if we ever were to do like a PCC centric IPSC match, like a level 2, what they would call a level 3, I believe. I get the IPSC levels messed up, but I brought that out after watching the World Shoot last year, and it was so fun to watch those guys go out there and do that. And more than that, like I said, when I got in, it was the rimfire, the price of entry, the cost for ammunition every week. It was something that I could do, and I think about especially with my Steel Challenge folks. Plenty of them are shooting rimfire only because they're retired. They're on a fixed budget, or they've got 4 kids with them, and they've got to buy guns and ammo for all 4 of them every damn week. So bringing out the mini rifle and letting them still do the run and gun stuff and still have that kind of fun instead of the Steel Challenge static stuff, it just made sense to me. I hope to see it in the United States. I want it to have a different reason. In Europe, it's more about this is what's available in plenty of countries. You're not getting your hands on a center fire. England's got a pretty robust 22 IPSC mini rifle scene, and it's out of necessity. Now, I don't want that to happen around here, but I would like to see the other reason, and that's the foot in the door, the way we get more people out to USPSA and IPSC matches. So hopefully, if anyone's listening, they might consider doing the same thing. We leapfrog. I'm able to kind of recycle some stages, maybe move a few walls, move a few targets, and I get a second match out of setup. And when I come out for USPSA setup, I'm not starting at ground zero. I've got a few stages built that I can probably put towards the 6 to 8 stages that we're building at Brooklyn. So kind of works nice.
Right, it does. And especially you're a small crew, and especially since nobody really uses those bays, you get to have your fun and free time with them. So that's the godsend of that place is like it's behind a gate, and no one's gonna really go mess with your crap.
Honestly, I think that's what is probably the best part of inheriting the match director mantle out there is it's completely shut off from everybody else. For those of you who don't know, Brooklyn Sportsman's Club has an events range and a mid bay. USPSA does their thing on one, IDPA does their thing on the other. All of that kind of bickering and infighting between the two pistol sides of things just doesn't happen. We're able to have have our own space. It's really actually it works great. And then yeah, like Manny said, nobody's out there. You can build. You can. Everybody should come out if you're in the area. Shoot the matches there. A couple years when major season rolls back around. Yay.
Yeah. Then you get to drive the Twacto around and pick people up.
You are going to be my track. I'm gonna tell Arnie you're the guy on the tractor. I got a tractor guy, Arnie. His name's Manny.
That's fine. As long as it drives like the one I use at Oak Hill and go pick up things with.
I
that's
love
my
seeing
favorite job.
Alex backing with the straw hat on. I get like Green Acres flashbacks.
Well, yeah, he needs the big old piece of like hay. I don't know, the big old
like a wheat stalk. Yeah, yep. That's what he needs, man.
The tractor does not go fast, but it surely will get you there eventually. But no, yeah. And like you said, like you said, you had record year last year for attendance, which is great to see. And I don't know if it's a geography thing or there's nothing to go shoot in Ohio or Indiana in that first weekend. You pull a lot of people from down there, which is good. And you bring people from Detroit. So, and like, that's the hard thing is getting them past like Ann Arbor to get over there.
Bringing, just some service related principles, I know that there are people out there who, they get a little upset when people ask to be squatted together and say, this attitude, well, why didn't you just sign up together? Or, trying to vary the stages. Like, I want some very, very difficult stages, but if that's the only thing I'm running, the guys who are new and the guys who are old are not going to like me. I've singled out some shooters who are kind of representative of a population to me, and I build what I think that shooter would like, and it seems to work. We're passing on some value. I mean, we ran 7 or 8 stages at every match last year. We needed them to squad that many people to not have squads of 15. But you also, for your match fees that you're coming in and shooting a big match, and I feel like that helps out too.
It does. It definitely helps when you're able to provide a high value and be like, oh man, I get to shoot X stages, for $25. It's a good deal, right? No one can really complain on when excuse me, they really can't complain about what they're getting for their money right now. Would I be a little jaded if you charged me $25 to $30 for a 4-stage match all the time? Probably not. I mean, I'd probably be like, man,
I probably could have peeled that one back $5. Sorry, guys.
No. You got to people, dude. I don't care, but you know what I mean. Like if it was every match, it'd be like, oh,
Yep.
$30 for 4 stages, and then they're 10 rounds a piece, right? Like I drove for over, and some people don't know either. It wasn't a jab at you, but you know what I mean. Like you get your money's worth when you shoot 7, 8 stages, even 6 stages. Like if they're really good 6 stages, like. And nobody complained about the match. Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, did they have a good competition and did they have fun?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit over the weekend about the guys at Fulton County, and they may not, and maybe it's a facilities thing, but technical isn't something that I would ever use to describe their matches. But I tell you what, they pulled more new shooters. They were more new shooter friendly. I watched them walk new shooters through a new shooter orientation. It was maybe 20 minutes, and also just have the right balance between you were really close to the 180 when we all know that means you broke the damn 180, and send them home. Like it was the right balance of that most of the time. Now there are a few times where I might have made a different call from them, but that's just the nature of the beast. We all have a different line. But I learned a lot. I used to go down there and help out a little bit before I took over, and I learned a lot about keeping those guys on board. if your first interaction with somebody as a match director is, what the hell are you doing and why are you doing it? It's going to be really hard. These guys have already taken a chance to come out here and kind of look like, you remember your first match. You probably got your ass kicked. I know I did. And if you're being insulted or feeling insulted, even if you're not being insulted, on top of that, it's tough. We all got to put safety first. I don't think I ever have moved the line on that. I also think there's a way to go about that is important so that you get people back out there and they feel like they like you.
Right. Well, we had a brand new shooter. Oh, he's in a brand new to shooting, but he was brand new to USPSA. He'd shot 3-gun or something before. Very question. He asked a lot of good questions. We told him everything to not get DQ'd. Just like one of those nice things is he was asking questions and all that. So you couldn't really complain about him. He was nice. He was telling me he was trying out for the Trigicon shooting team. So we'll see how he does that this season. But he was a nice guy. Yeah, and that's bringing them people back, and I felt bad for him because he was talking to me as I'm packing up my stuff at the end of the match. I'm just like trying to put everything in my bag. I'm just like, Manny's not all here for talking time. Like I'm like, yeah, I feel bad. I felt bad a little bit afterwards, but I'm like, but I got everything in my bag. But he was a super nice guy. The only thing Evan and I complained about to each other was, man, we wish these new shooters were kind of like intermingled or something in between all these ROs. Because like how it worked was like somebody shot, like Adam or myself, we shot, and then like a shooter, literally one shooter later, after the next shooter was done, someone was handing you something to be like, it's your turn now. I'm like,
I got it.
But it wasn't your fault. We still had fun. We were like, man, if we had like one more guy in the middle, it would have been fine. It just where the names fell. It was just like we still had fun. We made it through. I remember plenty of time.
You see this like when I hear feedback like that, Manny, I do not take that like definitely it's not not a jab. I get that, but like immediately I am like, okay, I know that I can take 5 minutes and show a couple people how to do the practice score, random squatting, and then you can long hold and move names around. I can show my guys how to make that problem go away. If you had it, somebody else had it. These are the small things that I don't know if maybe every match director does it, but it's sure like these are the things like I will that will be on my list of to dos. And maybe I only get it out there to 2 or 3 people, but information tends to gather momentum, right? So
right, and I totally forgot about that, like the option to random and move.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's a habitual thing. It's last name, alphabetical by last name, go. But it worked out. We didn't have any issues because of it. It's not like somebody had to RO and then shoot the stage. So,
dude, I've been shooting a lot with John and Heidi Roberts, Ricky Roberts, John Romanowski. Unless there's some weirdo whose name is RO something between B and M. So yeah, and those are the ROs in our group, and I trust that guy implicitly. So I'd love handing him the timer, but yeah, there's never a break between the two of us. So.
Well, dude, it was just like when Ken, Wes, and I were shooting together. It was Ken, myself, and Wes. If Annette shot, it was Ken, myself, Annette, then Wes. So it was like, well, you can't hand it to any of us. The only person who can hold it while Ken is shooting is Wes, and that's only if Annette is shoot. Otherwise, I don't know what you're gonna do.
So, club wise, let's have you announced to everybody in your audience that you are the new section coordinator and all of that good stuff?
No, not yet. But it's okay to tell people I did renounce it at your match. I'm only waiting on USPSA to update their website at this point. I have all the files locally that the last section coordinator handed off and all the section stuff. Just waiting on Leif to get the HQ to change over the name and the email for the section coordinator in formality only. But we've got a meeting scheduled here in a couple of weeks to review some stuff and But no, dude, I'm excited about being the section coordinator. I was thinking I wanted it 2 years ago, but I was the gentleman and let Walt say, he was like, I want to do it one more time and then I'll be done. So I was like, okay. And
I think all of us got lucky to have Walt as a mentor. Good guy, wonderful. You get past that, he's a bit of a. He's kind of like the chocolates you get at Christmas or something, right? He's a little rough on the exterior, but he's got a nougaty middle or something.
no, it's like, Mama, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Listen, those two, Walt and Sveta, I would not be where I am without all of their help. And I think you this is when all of us step into a new role. We don't know what we don't know, but you'll make up for it with your passion for USPSA, your love of the game. I think you'll be a good leader, man. You're approachable. You do things well. So let me be the first to congratulate you publicly.
Well, thank you,
Congrats,
buddy.
Manny.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And as I told everybody, it's like, hey, you can get a hold of me. I'm going to answer your questions. You hold me accountable. I mean, like, I'm going to follow our bylaws. Our bylaws are voted on by a group of match directors for the most part, but and I'm going to try to, like, I don't plan on having meetings like monthly, but I'm definitely sending monthly email chains to be like, hey, how'd your match go? Did you have any problems? Like, that's one of the biggest things, like, I've learned in, like, the corporate sense is, like, sending an email when an email is appropriate is the best thing. But communicate enough, but not over enough kind of things. Like, you send them an email to know that you're still checking in on them, but don't need to feel like a little, big brother over their shoulders. Unless people want that, right? Like, if somebody wants you to call them every month and see how their match went, yeah, I'll give them a holler. Or an email will suffice, or like a meeting like this, or like a video conference where everyone can chit chat together. But yeah,
have you seen the new best practices? The new, I guess that you'd call it like there's a name for it. The USPSA site now has like a Club Central or Club Hub or Club something. They've been talking about this for a minute.
Yeah, the club's resource hub. Yeah, clubs.uspsa.org. Yeah, there's some good feedback and tips on this thing. I have looked at this once or twice. But yeah, it's super cool to see all this stuff, right?
We had a discussion with Romanowski about the waterproof pasters, and I think these kind of best practices, or at least the idea of them, going out to match directors who may have never thought of something like that. God, man, I don't know it all, and by God, if I can read through some things and have a brilliant idea fall into my lap instead of having to go out there and look for it or bring it back from a major match, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it, takes a little bit of time out of my day or whatnot to answer an email. I will. It's what I do for a day job now. It's the nice thing of getting a promotion, having to answer emails that are like, that don't need to require emails, but it's okay. I'll answer your emails, or I'll point you to the right person who can answer your email, which is typically, most of the time, is your board of directors for the most part. But the problem with being a section not a problem to be a section coordinator, is the vagueness of the job now, because it used to, like, I was listening to an old podcast. It was an old, I guess it was when Jake and Brian were talking the last time on the Behind the Lens podcast. The section coordinator was a lot more hands-on when everything was paper still, but now everything's digital and electronic. It's much more of a, here I hand out slots and make sure our section's doing okay, promote new clubs and be a touch board for our clubs. Well, especially in like some sections, like the section coordinator is default the match director for the section match. And if that's contracted with the club and then they're still involved, it depends on their bylaws. But no, I plan on helping Daryl and Brent out as much as I can with their match, but still letting them be, they're the match directors, right? Like, I'll just help them out if they need help or something. But
anybody who doesn't tap you for what we were talking about, or what I mentioned earlier, the networking, the sponsorship, all of that, they're crazy. I mean, you do a damn good job on that. Um, there are clubs, Chuck's new club up there, all the way up in Houghton Lake, that this platform, you might do better. I mean, the woods of northern Michigan is not a place where you're probably going to throw a rock and hit a USPSA shooter. They are
No.
probably few and far between, right?
So funny that
But
you mentioned that. I used to shoot. This club used to be around when I started shooting, because I met Chuck and Brian Dawson. We took a Tim Herron class back in 2020 together, and then I shot 2021. I think I shot most of my matches up at Houghton Lake. So I would drive 2.5 hours to go shoot a match because my buddy Rick was running them. Like,
okay,
and I'm glad to see. And I'm glad to see Chuck bring them back. They cut some of their bigger. They had some nice. They were 20 deep, but they were like 30, 40 wides. So like they were super wide. So you could do a bunch of lateral stuff. And they had sand and wood chips in them at the time, but they cut them in half by putting bays down the middle, berms down the middle of them, so you get more bays. So I'm glad to see what Chuck can do. And Chuck's always been super supportive. If he was helping you out, running working on a stage. The dude lives in 2 houses. He lives down in Tecumseh and he lives up at Houghton Lake. Like,
uh, Chuck is one of those guys that I could literally ask to do anything, and he was right there asking smart questions. It's been a pleasure to help him out anywhere that I can, and I think he'll be successful. You don't live in northern Michigan without being able to work, without being willing to work. Like, there are plenty of places in the country that are easier to live, where you're not fighting 4 feet of snow, where you're not, the lazy people don't make it up there. I promise you that. So I think he'll find it pretty easy to get his shooters out there to help him out.
oh, I think so. Yeah, he's got a good crew. He said right now he's got a crew of 6, which is pretty remarkable for up there. It might be half the
Awesome.
match, but at least it's still worth it, right? Like, and he's doing, I think something pretty cool is the match is on Saturday, but the guys are going to set it up on Friday, and then the staff will shoot the match Friday. So then it sounds like they'll have embedded ROs for Saturday, which is super cool because then the shooters can have an experience, and then you're able to manage the match from that standpoint. Like, the stages ran the right way. Even if you have a RO on each bay, right?
If you bring in sportsmen, you can teach them well. Like, if you've got somebody standing there and it's not police yourself thing, you can teach the lessons that need to be taught so these guys know what the heck they're doing. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hoping it goes well. I'm trying to get around to more of the clubs. What's one of my duties as a section coordinator is trying to go to one match a year, season for the clubs. I'm gonna try. There's some of the harder ones to get to, like Cadillac. That's a clip too. Maybe I'll take up Chuck's offer and stay at Chuck's house before Cadillac, and then drive to Cadillac from Houghton Lake. But so then it's not that bad of a drive. But
I got one more kind of a question about that. Yeah. So the MTC, what is that called up there? I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
oh, the Marksmanship Training Center.
Yeah. Is that dude? Tim came down from there. I think he taught a class up there and then came to Clayton, which if anyone knows Clayton, it's a town of 200 people. Tim Herring put a class on in a town of 200 people right down the road from me. It was,
And he brought 10 people in, and
it was a wonderful, wonderful coincidence. But he brought Jake from up there, and is that the guy who is that the dude that would be the MD or whatever? I want to say his name was Jake. Am I?
It is Jake Wedge. He was running outlaw matches in last year. I think he was doing PCSL. He talked to me a little bit about joining USPSA last year. See what they want to do. I'm hoping that they want to shoot some matches and shoot them under USPSA. But Yeah, Jake Wedge was a guy. He lives actually in Hastings, and he was driving all the way up to MTC to host matches for that place. And it's a beautiful range. There's camping on site. I took 2 of Tim Herring classes there, so all around it was a cool experience.
He seemed like a guy that knew his shit, man. 2-3 years later, I remember his name. If that is any indication of, I'd love to have him on board. That'd be awesome.
Well, and that too, he lived in Michigan. He moved out to Phoenix, Arizona. He got to shoot at Rio Salado. He would occasionally shoot matches with Rob Latham. One of my favorite memories, I guess, of I shot a Hillsdale match. It was on one of my birthdays. It was like my birthday was the actual match day. Everyone sang to me that day. I remember that. And then lo and behold, we're shooting on a squad, and like 2 squads ahead of us is. Or was it the squad? I think it was the squad ahead of us was the Hillsdale kids, all getting coached by Robbie Latham, and really not knowing who the fuck Rob Latham really is.
They are so lucky. They had Julie Golub out there a week ago. They've got men and women on their team, and maybe there's somebody better nowadays, but for 2 decades, she was it, right? I mean,
on the AMU, shooting and. Went to World Shoot in France. She probably went to like 3 or 4 World Shoots, but that's some of the cool things.
That place is going to be awesome, Manny. We are lucky to, be a friend of that program. It'll pay off, I promise you.
Right. And the nice thing is, like, I told my mom, like, she lives like right in Jonesville, so right around Hillsdale area. I still can't find a very decent way to drive there. I feel like I'm going around the whole place to get in. Like
I used to work in Jonesville. I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just like, Lord have mercy. It's just like, I feel like you got to drive around the whole place to get there. I think the fastest way actually is to go by the Walmart and turn and then go through that way. But it's just the little quirky things of getting to a range. Like, you don't know you're going to a gun range or where it's at, right? And you just follow the GPS until you get there. And it's like, or then you find out it's in the middle of like BFE, or it's like, oh, I didn't know this was like right around the corner from the city.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so I'm excited. There's a lot of good prosperous things happening in the section. The last 2 years, Chris and I hosted the Michigan section at Oak Hill, 2 record-breaking seasonal years for that match. And as I told Brent and Darrell, you've got big shoes to fill. Like, the match was almost sold out the last 2 years, and I'm going and searching. I did promotion it the match at your match to see if people would sign up, but we'll see. There we go.
Yeah, no, we'll continue to do that too.
They've got a ways, but the match isn't until September, so I understand people not signing up yet. But the match actually looks fuller than I thought at this point than it would be at, so I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, it just opened like yesterday, right? 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yep.
As a section coordinator, this is something like, I know that you're about this. A healthy area is more important than a healthy club. I say this to people all the time. Like, we don't need to nitpick or fight amongst each other. We need to just have this giant pool of shooters, so that there's so many to go around, right? So that there's that. I mean, that's such a healthier way to look at things than like, I've got to reach out and grab my shooters. Make sure that everybody's having a good time, and the matches will fill up, and you get this institutional knowledge. I compare it to Jamaica. Okay, there are like 3 million people in Jamaica, yet somehow they have sprinters, men and women, who are just ridiculous. Now, some of that has to be that they are the best sprinters in the world, genetically, whatever. But other is, you see somebody who does it, who's great at it. You have an institutional knowledge. You get training from somebody who's been there. You have all of this building, right? And maybe we don't grow the best shooters around here, but we can definitely have that institutional knowledge. We can bring that to everything, man. That's I don't know. It'd be fun to see some people from Michigan go everywhere and show the rest of the nation what we can do, even with the shortened season. And
But you
yeah.
know what I say with that is you bring up Jamaica, and I'm like, I will say this, and everyone will hate me unless you're a '90s child. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get to know it's bobsled time.
Well,
Cool
I mean, they might
runnings.
not have been the best bobsledders, but let's cut them a little slack there. There might have been a reason for that. I don't know.
No, doesn't matter. No, doesn't matter. I might be a U.S. citizen, and I love the USA, and I'm glad we won gold in men's and women's hockey. But I always will cheer for Jamaica at the bobsled.
Manny,
My
I've
wife,
had a ton of fun, man.
I know. My wife, every time I see the clip pop up on my phone, she's like, "Again?" I can't help it. It's in my feed. It's the Olympics. But I will say, when you and I came into the sport, we didn't have many GMs or masterclass shooters active in our sport. Like, sure, we had Jeff Garrick, who was a limited GM at one point, who barely shot when we started. But now we've got a handful of Carry Optics GMs, and a bunch of masters and LO and Carry Optics. So the level of skill in the state has gone up, and I think that's in part to the match difficulty, for the most part, that has now become a norm. But
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a range, or you see somebody send a video of practice, and you'll see somebody who's kind of made it. A pair like early on, Jake and Drew, Walker and Drew Britton or whatever, right? Like Drew was chasing Jake, and suddenly he's not B class or A class anymore. He's M class, or Adam AB chasing damn it, Skyler. A couple of the PCC guys, Riley down in Fort Wayne. Megan Terry, dude. I tell you what, if she's still B class at the end of the year, I'll be surprised. Like that girl is fast and rips, man. Look at like Janelle and Sam and that whole damn group of people that Sam put together. All of his instructors, Tegan, are like the people wearing those Midwest jerseys. Are you kidding me? Like it's so cool to watch what not guarding this knowledge and just giving people the tools. Like we live in a world where the information is out there now, and really it just takes the will. It takes some talent, sure, but like when you're an old guy who's never picked up a pistol, and you can make master class a few years later, even if it is in rimfire pistol. I think it's cool. It shows anyone they can do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it truly does. Sam, if you're ever listening to us, which I doubt you are, I want a Midwest shirt. Although I love messing with Sam, dude. Like, my favorite thing is like we were talking about blue, green, and orange, because I think I was talking about the green was the best, orange was okay, and but Sam was like, no, blue's the best. Orange is okay and green's gay, and I'm like, oh, no, green's great. That's why it's even better than the best. But I love. It was more funny the last time I saw Sam. It was right before he went to the World Shoot with Tom. They were practicing. They shot we shot a redemption match at Cardinal, and I'm like, hey Sam, is that vape doctor approved? And he's like, even doctors have bad habits. I love fucking with Sam though. But when Sam and Tom are together, it's hilarious though, because all of Tom's aggression goes towards Sam. It's great. So you're just like, funny. Don't look at me, Tom.
That's funny. I'm glad those two hit it off. You can tell, like, Tom will talk to anybody. Like anybody who's listening to this has probably had an interaction with Tom. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. Those two, I don't know. You can tell there's a little bit deeper. Like the friendship goes beyond the normal Castro range antics, right? That's cool. I mean, Sam, I've shot matches where there were 6 people on a squad and it was a terrible match, and Sam was right there. So going to World Shoot, making Grandmaster at 51 or something, 49. I don't know, but he was late in life when he made GM. That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he's got probably the coolest indoor training facility, like known to man. I was a little bummed
Yeah.
that they didn't run any winter matches this year that they at least posted. I mean, like, I totally wanted to pay my $50 to go hang out with Sam.
Bro, that's got to be the biggest pain in the ass though, because I mean, as soon as that goes live, it's sold out, and then I bet there are 100 people trying to hit him up for favors. I mean, I guess it's a good pain in the ass, but it's still got to be like, I mean, what's he getting out of it? Like, he can just set up a match and go, like he was doing it for everybody else. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool. Sam, like this, and you meet in this sport, you just meet nothing but cool people. I don't think I've met many bad seeds that ruin the bunch. I mean, there's always going to be those outliers that you have to deal with, but I mean, for the most part, 98% of the people you meet in the sport are, kind-hearted people. They'll hand you ammo, they'll hand you gear, they'll hand you a gun.
Yeah. They'll drive back to the range to pick your timer up when you drop it.
This is true. I did drop my timer, but at least you picked it up.
Well, Manny, you've done me a solid or two over the years. So
well, and I
no
told
problem
Annette, I'm like, this motherfucker. I won't believe a thing that he said that he actually was still eating lunch. I bet he turned around because I'm like, he had to have turned around to go look.
We drove a little ways to go try a new restaurant, so it was not bad. It was not bad. We did indeed turn around and go, but we were close.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I'm like, and because the next person, if you couldn't do anything, I'd been like, hey Floyd, hey, it's your buddy Manny. I haven't seen you in a while. But can you do me a favor the next time you go out to the club and go look for this blue and green timer thing? I mean, the nice thing is it's got my name and number on it. It's neon. It's high vis. Like, you can't miss it. And what happened was my timer was on the Range Panda V2 attachment on my belt, but when I picked up the cart to put it in the truck, it must have bounced off, like hit the lid of the bag, and it flopped down, and I didn't see it or hear it, and I just went bloop.
Yep, I kind of, Heidi said, how did that happen? And I said, I'm guessing it was magnet related.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't in the bag because I always bring my timer to a match, and I always like hook it to the tablet because why not? Like, I mean, the timers that can do it are super. It cuts the learning curve of having to be an RO a lot. You especially if you're just running the pad. Okay, they say the time. I hit the button. I check that the time on the pad sounds like what they said, and then I just start hitting the alphas. The only thing I don't really like about Practice Score 2.0 is I can't hit buttons as fast.
Yeah. If you start jamming on stuff, yep. So we've had this discussion before. I think it's something for other people to consider. I'm not probably going to come on here and contribute much to how to get better at shooting, but I do believe that I can say a few things that may help some match directors who are up and comers, or maybe the old guys who didn't think of it this way. But offering something like commander timers extends that match. Anything that we can do so that you aren't, Manny read off a time earlier from Sunday's match. It was only a 5-stage match, but it was 58 seconds. So that means that somebody drove out to shoot for a minute. And we all know this, right? You're there for 4 hours, you shoot for a minute. So extending the match, doing whatever that we can do so that the people who come to our matches pay the money, make sure that our range is in nice, good condition to be able to do this down the road. They should have something that lasts longer than that 1 minute. And maybe that's looking it up on Practice Score, or maybe it's joining a Discord and talking to their buddies. Maybe it's a podcast like Manny Talks Shooting, right? Anything that we can do to extend this experience beyond the Sunday, beyond the 1 minute where we're sitting there, beyond the couple hours we're with our friends, I think it's healthy for the sport.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the little cost of, I mean, the commander timer is what, $180 now, unless you get the fancy one like Ricky's got, like, which is like $230 now.
Well, bougie me, I guess.
Well, and then the worst part about it, the OLED version is terrible for video. You know how people will like try to get the timer in the video? It's like, you ain't seeing anything. The cool thing is those displays, right? Now, if you had a tablet and timer stuck to and really what you do is everyone has you either leave the pad and the timer on the bay and hook it to a screen, or you travel with the screen. Like you take your timer, tablet, and your screen, and then you mount it
Yeah.
on a wall. Um,
Have you seen Klatt's videos recently? He's been putting out some shorts that are like how to fix your shooting in 45 seconds, and he's got the the commander what you're talking about, the little LED screen, so that you can see his times. Very visual representation of some of the lessons he's trying to teach you. It's
yeah,
excellent.
I have one. I bought it right after Area 5 last year when we started using them. Ken and I kind of custom out the screens out a little bit because they weren't working properly with some of the timers with the BLE push. But I bought one and I'm super happy. Like I use it for practice. Like I'll be practicing. Like I'll be practicing out at the range with Adam or something, and I'm like, instead of you seeing the timer or having to show you the timer to dig through the splits, I'll pull it up on the screen, right? Like, or
Yeah,
you
that'd
just
be nice.
yeah, and you're just like, especially if it's like you and your buddy, I'm like, okay, the time, and somebody might be recording it somewhere else, or you're doing a YouTube video, right? And you don't got to show the timer, like you just have the screen in view, like what Max has been doing. And I got the stand. I had one of those stands. I was gonna buy a new stand, like a new tripod, but I was like, fuck it, I've got one of these old like ring light stands that I had laying around, and it just compacts pretty compact. And I'm like, okay, I'll just grab this.
Well, when I bought the commander with the better screen, that was strictly because we go out there like crazy people and shoot steel challenge all winter, and
Mm-hmm.
the OLED does a little better when you're too stupid to stay indoors when it's 0 degrees.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still challenge. You shoot a couple strings, you get warm. I was content. Like the match, I was content. Like I wasn't super cold this weekend when we shot. The only thing that was cold was really my ears that weren't covered by a hat or anything. I had my little pouch that I put my hands in with my hand warmers. Like for the $20 you find those like right after ice fishing season is over. You buy them; they're like like a godsend, and it's just a hot little hot little kangaroo pouch.
Nice.
And you just like you unclip it, or what I was thinking is sometimes is like you put it up like a bra kind of thing, where it's like up out of the way, so if you draw, it's like not in the way, or you
Yeah,
spin it
there
around
you go.
yourself. I just unplugged. I just unhooked
Feel
mine.
like Boomer Esiason from the old days when he was quarterback in the Cincinnati Bengals or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Get that reference, kids. Um, yeah, no, like I don't think. I'll tell you what. This is the first one I've ran this early, and I learned to watch which pasters you're using. We still got a few boxes of targets that have the Bravo zone. We've got B targets up in the shed, and
Like in the pigeon barn, or
yeah, so we are donating those to Bay 17 to the club for people just to use. And I got a feeling that those pasters are going to join those outdated targets. So
there you go. Well, that's
yeah,
good. And and I mean, somebody paid for them at some point. Might as well use them.
yep.
I bet there's a shit ton of still a crap ton of targets in that barn that you're never going to use. I mean, you're going to shoot through them, but how many? You haven't had to buy a target yet, for the most
So
part.
we have had to we've had to buy the IPSC stuff because I'm doing IPSC matches, and that CHL just started stocking IPSC minis, and thank God because I had to have we met Mike and Lise Mahoney,
Yep.
two great Canadian shooters, wonderful people who they shoot all over the country. Really good ROs, and she's a damn good shooter, and they're both really nice human beings. And had them bring some of the IPSC minis and micros down because I couldn't find them in the States. Uh, I did build a swinger for the mini and micro targets, and I'll be able to put a swinging mini or micro out there at 20 yards with my mini rifle match. So that's going to be fun. Can't wait to watch some of these people who don't shoot moving targets have to deal with one of those. It's going to put a smile on my face.
Yeah, it will. That'd be nice.
Manny, the best feeling, you know, I don't know the term. There's a term, I believe it's like Schadenfreude. Come on, do you know what I'm talking about? The German term for like it's taking pleasure in somebody else's misery. We need Sven
Oh,
here. He
oh God.
so you know, when somebody shoots your 3 per stage and only puts 2 on them, and you get that deep, warm, fuzzy feeling in your soul.
Oh, yeah, dude, I felt bad for the guy. The new shooter we had on our squad, he shot the 3 per is 2 per, and I'm just like each target, I'm just putting a finger up. I'm like, okay, we're at 5. Luckily, he didn't get the 6th target as a penalty because he actually had a makeup shot on it. So I was like, all right, good.
Yeah, that's as evil as I'll get. I'm a pretty nice guy, but there's a little streak of asshole right down the middle, I guess.
Yeah. Masochist? Is that the word? No.
Yeah,
I gotta.
maybe.
I'll have to
Yeah.
look it up. Taking pleasure in one's grief. Oh,
Like
and others' pain. There.
Schadenfreude.
Yes.
Schaden-
Yep. Schadenfreude. Or Schadenfreude? Sven, if you listen to this, you'll tell me my pronunciation is wrong, but it's SCHADENFREUDE. So you were close.
Yeah, something like that. I know it exists. It's one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should work on it. Go to
Yeah.
counseling.
You just got to be like Joey Sauerland and just speak perfect German and teach the classes.
Holy shit! I saw that video, dude. I'm like, what in the like? Well, the other video kind of amazed me too, if you know what I'm talking about. But that one, holy cow! Oh,
Yeah, he's just speaking perfect German and just going on without his day. I'm like, and I've met and talked and hung out with Joey. Joey's a good shooter. Joey is a spaz. Like he's like, you could be talking about something completely normal, and then he's like, on another topic, some random like off the wall thing, and I'm like, okay, now Joey's speaking German, perfect German, and doing demos for Mark 7, which is pretty cool. But
respect. I've seen him stick around after a couple of long weekends and tear down and put in work that yeah, respect. The guy, his work ethic doesn't stop at shooting. So
this is true. Joey is insane when it comes to volunteering and working matches. Like I think I'm shooting with him at Buckeye. I don't mind shooting with Joey. It's very interesting to see the multiple like sides of the coin of Joey. Like you've got shooter Joey, squad bro Joey, and then there's other Joey, like off the range Joey. All good experiences, but yes, it's like Jekyll and Hyde, but there's a third side.
that's funny. That's funny.
It's like a D4, but I don't know if I found the fourth side yet.
or if you want to, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, man, dude, I've had a hoot. We've been going almost an hour and a half, so I think everyone's going to enjoy our conversation. I think it's going to be a good one. I think everyone's going to enjoy it and get a chuckle out of us talking. So they might not have learned anything about shooting, but I don't know if the show's even learning about how to get better at shooting anymore, other than just listening to me talk to my friends.
I had a blast, Manny. We don't see nearly as much of each other, and if this felt like just 2 buddies, 2 bros kicking it, that's exactly what it was, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you. And people, go check out Ricky. Tacos Cheap on Instagram. BSC MI USPSA if you want to know more about their matches. Brooklyn Sportsman's Club or BSC, probably BSC on Practice Score if you want to find him. Go shoot some of his matches. I know I'll be signing up for more of them, and I'll be seeing Ricky more and more because I kind of remember why I enjoy going to Brooklyn, other than the shitty sand that I drag home with me on my boots. Is always the good friends that I see there. But as always, guys, get out and do the things. I will see you on the next one.